Hi friends, we are back, Sifiso representing the Themba Mina team. What brings us back is that we're here to tell you the journey that we've been on up until this point where we're ready to actually launch a couple of new features. Before I start talking about new features, I just want to give a small recap on what has happened up until now for the product as well as our team generally. I think there's some important updates. So starting off on the product side, so initially we launched with what we look at as a core product, which was basically functionality to collect a review from homeowners regarding service providers that have done work in their home. As well as then the ability for users generally to come onto the product, search for the services that they need in their neighborhoods. And if they find a service provider and they like the reviews for that service provider, they could make contact with that service provider. So that's what we had initially and what we had been able to deliver as a team very early on. Post that, early this year, so early 2021 or mid 2021, unfortunately, our team also suffered a set of challenges. And one of the challenges that we met was that we lost a founding member of the team, a very good friend and a colleague, Leo, as we called him, Leonard Ngobeni. And I think a lot of you may know him. He's someone who's worked in the digital advertising and UX and design industry for a number of years at this point. So for us, what the loss of Leo meant was first losing a friend and someone who was a solid sounding board and someone who's really shaped what you see in the product that we have today. Also someone who was really like a great glue in the team. One of the areas that you saw that for us as a team is so Leo's the one who does our design. So once he delivers a design, he'd send it to us as a team. We'd all agree it's approved, and then we would go into engineering. During periods when designs are in engineering, if Leo wasn't getting feedback, he's the kind of person who was reaching out quite regularly and trying to find out where we are in building the product and whether we're moving forward. And this is a personality trait that people bring into teams and really help the dynamic of the team to move forward, which is over and above anything that an individual does in their speciality. So like Leo as a designer, but actually as a leader, you still have him there pushing the team along. So that's one of the things that's really been a big challenge for us and is likely going to be something that affects us and our ability to execute going forward. But with the energy that we had from a Leo in our team, we also then feel that we need to continue to execute forward. And that's what we're here for now, to kind of present to you what we're doing to go forward and the features that come next. So the next thing was we looked at the performance of that core product that I spoke about at the beginning. And the first thing that jumped out at us was the acquisition costs. Or the general platform and acquisition cost, right? So when I talk about platform or tech costs, what I'm talking about are services that we use that enable us to serve a user when they come to the product. So when you as a user come to the product, you're searching, you're scrolling, you're contacting a service provider, you're writing the reviews. There's a set of features behind that we buy or use on a usage basis, and we spend on with certain service providers that give us those things. And so one of the big optimizations that we worked on was trying to really control those tech costs and really get a handle on them. The way that we went about it was that our engineering team has built some of those features into the product directly now. So that does that instead of buying this thing and using like an out-of-the-box tool. What we now have is that these features are built into the product and we essentially pay a cost of zero when someone uses it. This just helps us to save some money, although we'll still be paying in other places. Another side of that optimization on the tech cost was that we also moved to a couple of new vendors in places where we found vendors that could give us a level of service that would still be feasible and would enable us to really serve users, but at a cost that's just healthier than what we were paying before. So that takes care of the tech cost side of things, and these are the things that we've done there. But on the other side, the set of features that I'm going to demo in the next video will be taking you through what we bucketed as distribution features. And distribution is essentially to make sure that we can be found in the places where people look for an app They mean that we can be found in the places where people search for a service provider. They also mean that when people find a service provider that makes sense for them, and someone that maybe you want to use to your home or refer to someone else, you can share it outwards so that you can send it to someone else as a referral that they should look at that service provider, as well as on social media channels. If you've written a review and it's something you're proud of and you really want to share it, or you want to refer the service provider so that they can access more opportunities, we now have functionality to allow you to do that. So basically, these are the key features that we've built in, and these are the features you're going to be interfacing with and using as a user, and what we're going to present to you in the next video. So please stay along, watch the next few videos, and I hope you're excited to see the features we've built.